Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Once again, it's Freedom on the Air, Trentonian.com. It's the show that takes a look at real issues, relative people making a difference and impact in the area they live in, not crying about what's wrong, but working on what's wrong to make it better, not bitter. And we have a phenomenal cast of guests this morning. We're going to talk about each of their specific skill sets, what they're doing to make the capital city more viable. Good morning, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Freedom? Thanks for having me.
Introduce yourself, sir. I know you, but
Well,
introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Alex Bethea, and I'm a councilman at large here in the city of Trenton.
All right.
And I like being a councilman. I work for the Board of Education and vice principal at H.P.S. Williams School.
Okay.
And I've been with them for 37 years.
I think that's the opening line he gets us with all the time. Anytime
Yeah,
you see Mr. Go ahead, Mr. Bethea.
Yeah, so that's pretty much sums it up.
Okay.
I have kids in the school district.
Yes, you do.
I have a senior and a sophomore, so I have a couple more years that I will have children in the district. So I'm excited about that.
All right, and we want to come out the gate saluting Ramaya for being the state champion this year. We had him on.
Sir.
Definitely a spitting image of you. He really was a breath of fresh air. Graced the cover of the Trentonian. Really brought a lot of pride to the city. Joey did a phenomenal job on bringing that to the table. And again, a lot of times in the community, we complain about what's put on the paper in terms of perception. But when the good things happen, I hear very few compliments. So we need to balance that more. And I certainly want to salute the Trentonian for doing that. And that picture made us all feel good about being Trentonians because, again, it was a good story about good things. And there it is. And he got watery-eyed. Mr. Bethea got watery-eyed. And we all got wound up. But he did a very great interview. And what I was taken aback the most about him when he spoke was he immediately wanted to reach back and teach other young people about wrestling and giving back and the discipline that it requires in the sport. And I was intrigued to find him say there's not a lot of minorities in wrestling, and he wanted to come back and teach that. So, again, that's a salute to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm still excited about his win. That was history breaking for Trenton High School, first time. And I don't know, even in the urban schools, when it gets to the finals in wrestling, we don't have too many urban school Abbott districts being represented. So I'm very excited about that. And not only that, I'd like to mention that he's on his way to the University of Pennsylvania. He got accepted there. So
outstanding.
He's be going to the Ivy League. He's an A student. He's a very bright kid.
No, you could tell when he said that. Oh, there's that good picture. You don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem. I have no shame in my game.
No, sir. No, sir.
When I get excited,
that's right.
I get teary-eyed.
No, I'm glad they don't have pictures for him. She's going to be on in a little bit for my graduation of my beautiful daughter. She's here today, and there it is again, Ramaya. But then I don't think anything is more profound or impactful of a parent who sees an extension of themselves being their children, graduating and advancing to a whole nother level. And again, he's such a phenomenal young man. I was so proud of him. The first thing he said, it really wasn't about me, Free. I really was happy to win it for my brothers and my family and for my city. So, again, you've done a phenomenal job with him. But let's get to the task at hand. City Council.
Yes, sir.
First time on, Councilman at large. Tell us a little bit about the trip so far. You got 2 years in. How's it been?
It's been a great ride. Things haven't always been smooth. We're still working on the team concept. Sometimes we have 2 or 3 going this and that way.
We'll talk about it.
We need to tighten that up, get a little more cohesiveness on that council. So we're working on that.
I think you pointed out right where I wanted to go with it. On council, there's almost a council in the council.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk about it because I do respect what you say all the time, and you're very consistent with it. In the city council meetings, you say nothing will happen until we move together as a team.
That's right.
I'll point it out because it needs to be. On the council, you see it as teams going on. Do you see agendas? Do you see people with, you don't have to name names, but do you see people with agendas other than Trenton and Trentonians and the capital city moving as one?
Yes, in politics, many times people have their own personal agendas for personal reasons.
All right.
And sometimes you're not able to tell what the real agenda really is. So, for whatever reason, it causes conflict sometimes.
Yes,
because
sir.
agendas conflict. and I try to take a low-key role on city council.
Okay.
And some people are very high-key.
Okay.
I am not one who is very outspoken critically of the mayor.
Okay.
I would certainly be the first one to say that he's made some blunders, some mistakes along the way. But if I have something critical to say, I would prefer to go to him in person and say it instead of trying to publicly criticize the guy. So that's not my style of doing business. Wouldn't have to be him.
Right.
Any mayor, I would not just come out and try to castrate the guy publicly. So that's not my style.
I respect that. I respect that. I think that's an excellent point. Yeah. And a lot of times, if we operate as such, it creates more barriers between you and the individual you have to work with. Speaking to the mayor, and we'll go directly at it, do you feel as though he's trying to work with council? And do you feel as though there's a war in between the mayor and council? And what are we doing, or what are you doing specifically as councilman to bridge that gap? Because clearly there's a disconnect. I've talked to the mayor a couple of times, and he feels as though it's everybody against him in terms of what he's trying to do in the city. And certainly if we feel that way, then we operate as such. What are you doing as a council person to bridge that gap?
Well, that's a good question. I think the mayor's heart is right. I think he's committed. He's trying to do the best he can under the circumstances. Again, he's made some blunders. Now on council, some people are very outspoken against some of his blunders. Again, I am not. I certainly have indicated to the council members, we have to be a team. Let's huddle up like they do in football, call the play, and then we can take it to the mayor as a team. I think that's more powerful than the individuals taking pot shots, because then he perceives that as personal. Right. And I can't be sure that it's not personal at times. I know him on a personal level. Matter of fact, during my 37 years of teaching, I just happened to have him in my class, but it wouldn't have made a difference whether it's him or Mayor Palmer, Mayor Holland. I would not come out and criticize them publicly because I don't think that kind of politics meet the objective of trying to turn the city around.
All right, I agree. Excellent points. Let's get to a hot button topic right now that's going on. The library.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's certainly a lot of discussion on the sideline. I for one, agree with the libraries being open.
Yes, sir.
I would like, and I think other people, and I've said this to him, that he goes out front and brings some clarity to the issue. There's the one side that's saying he's going against the board, he's circumvented policy and protocol. And then there's the community saying, well, damn, just thank you for opening the libraries back up so our children have somewhere to go, read, learn. Where are you at with the library?
Good question again. Let me preface my statement by saying this. I'm a library man. My kids went to the library faithfully. And I think it has a lot to do with their academic success.
No doubt.
The library treated them very well.
No doubt.
And I was very, very disappointed when those libraries were closed. And at the same time, I have some excitement to see some form of the libraries being reopened. So I believe the kids need books. I think it does wonders for kids to read and have a place to go read. That's safe havens for them after school and sometimes on the weekends. So now with the way and the form that the library is being open and the legality of it, I am not astute on if you open the library and have the library word in there, it has to have a librarian.
That's a soap problem in itself.
So I don't have all of those legal aspect in place, so I can't speak on that, but I'm certainly excited to see some form of the library being reestablished here in the city of Trenton, because I think it makes a difference.
It does. And getting back to that, I think it needs to be pointed out that the libraries were closed before the mayor took the board. You know what I mean? This was a problem that was dropped in his lap.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, a lot of times I don't have no problem jabbing at him, but I also speak to him personally
Yes, sir.
and privately so he can understand, you know, we understand he has a lot on his shoulders.
Yes, sir.
And certainly he's trying to do the best in a bad situation.
Yes, sir.
What would you say to the mayor, or what are we saying to the mayor to reconnect the public in terms of not just the libraries, but city council, city issues? Clearly, all of the issues that we have in the city, where you have a disconnected population, a new mayor, a pretty much new council, and nobody's really trying to get on the same page with the mayor, with the council, and the citizens are like, well, that's wrong, that's wrong. What are we doing, or what are you trying to do to try to create a path where we can get on the same road?
Right. That's a good question to get.
Mm-hmm.
What the mayor has committed to doing in the last few months is meeting with council and going over a few issues that he has on the table and giving us an opportunity to ask him questions about the direction in which the city is going.
Right.
I think a great thing that happened just a month or so ago is we got a new BA.
Right.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Outstanding, too.
Outstanding,
yes,
well-qualified, astute to the business of BA.
Yes, he is.
And I think it's going to make a difference in the city of Trenton. And so with all of those components coming together, I think we're going to be okay in time.
Okay.
Now, as you indicated, we've already had pretty much 24 months.
That's right.
And we have 24 months left.
That's right.
So within the next 12 months, we should see a significant change going on in the city with the turnaround, with the new BA. We have a new police director. I think is going to do an outstanding job. So those things in place and us working together as a team.
As a team,
because I'm a team. That's right. Because I believe in the team concept.
Okay.
I think we can start to see some progress and turning the city around in the direction that it should be going.
Okay. We'll close out on one last point. You and I were talking again. We connect all the time, whether it's at your school with Boyd doing aftercare and the other issues with the educational system. The superintendent.
Yes, sir.
We're in the process of picking a new one.
Yes,
and I think that is actually the #1 priority right now going on in the city. And again, most of the citizens are disconnected from that process.
Yes,
but again, today there's a meeting at the board, 2 o'clock. And what is your take on the new superintendent? What would you like to see the mayor and council in terms of city government do to help us as a city understand that without a good qualitative educational system in place, we won't be successful as a city?
That's right. Freedom, I've said, even during my campaign, your education system is the lifeblood of the community.
Yes, sir.
Unless we get that right, then we're kind of stuck in the mud.
Yes, sir.
And I'm one of the few proud administrators that can say that my children attend the Trenton public school system.
Okay.
And they've done well athletically and academically.
Yes, they have.
And I'm very proud of that. And that wasn't by coincidence. That was by design.
That's right.
Okay, so, but getting back to the superintendent, we are in the process of selecting a superintendent. And I'm hoping with that process, because I don't know the finalists, I will be there today, hopefully at 2 o'clock to see the candidates. But hopefully this board will do a good job in making a selection to pick a person that can lead a tough urban city, because that's a big time job.
Big time job.
And I've served under 6 or 7 superintendents in my 37-year tenure.
Right.
And I would like to see a good person who are able to handle the urban issues that goes on within the school system.
And they are specific.
They are specific and guide us in a direction so we can get our academic achievement up. I was a little disappointed last week when I read in the paper that Trenton Central High School came in on the bottom of the bottom.
Again.
We had again. And we have to change that paradigm.
I agree.
We cannot sit around and allow our children to fail.
I agree.
And our young men of color to drop out of school.
I agree.
We have to switch that paradigm.
I
So
agree.
I'm hoping that a new superintendent will come in with a strategy and a plan to deal with those issues. Specifically, it's a key word.
It is.
Specifically. So I'm excited about getting the new superintendent. I hope it's the right person for the right job, because it's a big time job.
It is. Okay.
And I will do anything and everything that I can to help that person, whomever that person may be, to get that job done. So
Okay.
I'm not going into place. I'm
All
going
right.
to be around, and I'm
Okay.
going to be involved and connected.
All right. You always are. So we'll
Thank
leave.
you, sir.
We'll leave out on this note here, and I always say to that all my guests, in leaving out,
Yes, sir.
moving forward, 2 years left in your tenure.
Yes, sir.
In terms of being council, what are some of your goals, some of your personal objectives for you as a council person to move this city forward and to correct some of the problems we have? And what do you need Trentonians to do to help you make it right?
That's an excellent question. I came in on education agenda.
Okay.
I ran on that slate.
Okay.
Only because that's what I know.
That's right.
what I do. That's my livelihood.
Okay.
And aside from using my personal family
Okay.
and sacrificing my kids to try to make Trenton a better school district,
Right.
I've also gotten into the trenches, sometimes not trying to get a photo op,
Right.
and I am doing whatever I can to help other kids do the best they can academically.
Okay.
Hopefully, and we talked about my son a little bit, and I forgot to mention this, hopefully this summer, maybe in July, we can do a wrestling clinic.
Okay.
Free of charge
Nice.
to those youngsters here in the city of Trenton. And
Okay.
we can get the gymnasium at the high school and do a one-day clinic for those kids, have my boys come back
Okay.
and do a clinic, free
Nice.
clinic for
Nice.
those kids of age, and we have to do two maybe for the younger kids and for the older kids. We are committed to do that.
I like
Free of charge.
I like that.
No cost to try to get them with an academic attachment.
That's
because
right.
we want to make sure academics is the focal point,
Right.
and athletics is an extension of academics.
Outstanding.
So that's my take within the next few months.
Okay.
Okay.
And we certainly want to thank Mr. Bethea for coming on. Certainly want to salute him for the phenomenal work he's doing with his sons and on council. We'll keep working with him, and certainly when your son comes back and you get to do that program, you get it all set up, we'll bring you back on,
Okay.
and we'll market that, because again, that's what we want to do here, not complain, but work and make it better.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to thank you for coming by, sir. And I'll see you in a little bit today.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day, Mr.
Yes,
Bethea.
sir. You do likewise.
All right.
Thanks again.
All right.
Thanks again. Okay.
All right. Our next guest is up. She's in the building.
Hello.
Came on Divalicious as always.
How are you?
Good morning. How
Good
are you?
morning.
All
I'm
right. So
good.
I know
I'm
you.
good. Yes.
I mess with you. But introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hello, I'm Alice. I'm Alice Young, Diva Eye Photography. Also, Diva Eye Shadows is my makeup company also.
Okay.
Born and raised in Trenton, New Jersey.
All right.
41 years, actually.
Nice.
So, I'm here to do what I can do.
Okay.
And enjoy
All right.
doing what I'm doing.
All right. I know you, and I've seen you. I actually, it's a learning experience for me. You actually just did the Boyd pictures
Yes.
at the Mercer County College in
Yes.
Kearney downtown. Tell them a little bit about your company, what you do, and when you started doing it.
My company basically is based on photography and makeup.
Okay.
I started it actually, I used to model years ago.
Okay.
And being in that field, I wanted to educate myself once I stopped modeling and still be in the room in
Nice.
the fashion industry.
Okay.
So what I basically did is educated myself.
Oh, okay.
You know, I picked up the camera, learned it, picked up literature, learned about the
Nice,
cameras,
nice.
learned about studio equipment.
Okay.
Learned about making my own makeup,
All right.
different things. And
Right.
I just wanted to remain in that room
Okay.
of the fashion industry.
Okay.
When dealing with, the Boyd program, that was a privilege. That was an honor for me to do
Okay.
that, because working with children, just getting in their heads and getting, feeding them education, because, just doing photography.
That's right.
you know, that can it can be a hobby, it
Right.
can be a profession,
No
and
doubt.
it can also be a career.
Okay.
So my goal is hopefully, you know, letting these children see that, you know, you pick up a camera, that camera can lead you to a career.
Nice.
So I mean, it's not too late for me.
Right,
but I can help somebody get to that goal.
No doubt, no doubt.
I love what I do. I
No
love
doubt.
capturing anything that I can capture, whether it's fashion,
definitely.
whether it's, you know, somebody smiling,
Okay.
whether it's a flower. I love doing it. I love it.
And you do excellent work.
Thank you.
I think what we were talking about before in the private conversation was the whole essence and science of photography. A lot of times in our community, people get bootleg with it. You know what I'm talking about. You know, or we can just grab a camera, we can just jump out there, we can just grab pieces of stuff. When we came into the studio, you had the setup, you had the camera, you had the stands.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what that costs, what it takes to get into the business. You already alluded to the fact that you had to educate yourself.
Yeah.
So people don't think you can just jump up, grab a camera, and get it going.
No, you just cannot grab a camera. It's expensive. You know, especially when you're working on your own, it's very expensive.
Right.
It takes time.
Okay.
You know, the backdrops and the lighting, the studio lighting, your lenses.
Right.
An average lens, you can pay over $500 for a good quality lens.
Right.
You know, that lens is what's going to capture what it is that you're trying to achieve with that picture.
Okay.
The lighting itself, you have your studio lighting. Your studio lighting can cost you over $1,500 and up.
Wow.
So, you know, just doing it on, if you're dedicated to what you're going to do, you're going to do it.
That's
you know, and I'm a photographer that travels. I bring my equipment, with me to different locations.
Okay.
So with that, you have to be very delicate with it. You have to treat your equipment like you treat your child.
That's right.
A newborn baby.
Okay.
So, it's expensive.
Okay.
But if you have a goal, you have to push towards your goal, and you're going to do what you have to do to make it happen.
All right. And you're definitely doing that. What are some of your goals in terms of photography? What are some of the things you're looking to do? I actually envisioned, and I was saying that to you, as you get into it, there's so many venues to do, other than just people just think, well, they're going to do the shops at cabarets, or they're going to do pictures at the store.
No.
What are some of the things you'd like to do in terms of family make photos, in terms of getting involved in school pictures, maybe with the city?
Exactly.
What are some of your goals with your skill set, and how would you like the city to help you meet on the same road?
My goal is basically, my love is portraiture.
Okay.
Portraiture to me, meaning just capturing any form of expression.
Okay.
Whether it's a wedding.
Okay.
Whether it's a child being born. Whether it's a woman, maternity pictures.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's a child's first school pictures.
Wow.
Anything that has anything to do with a portrait that's going to last a lifetime is my goal.
Okay.
My goal also is to, have a studio.
Okay.
I want a studio where people can come to me. I want a studio where a woman can come to me and feel as though I want a complete makeover. Nice. And I know that you can do it.
Okay.
I want to be that woman that, have a studio in Trenton that, offer Mother's Day makeovers, mothers and daughters makeovers, generation makeovers. Nice. That's what I want to do. Okay. Yeah.
So you're still doing the makeup and makeovers as well?
Yes.
Along with the photography?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at, in essence, let's talk to the mayor, let's talk to the council. You'd like to get a building and be able to open a studio, so you become a part of the revitalization of the city.
Exactly.
Where would you like to be located?
I would love to be located in Trenton.
Okay.
Right here. I could get one of these young women that's growing, that wants to learn, that want to feed herself on how to put on makeup properly.
Nice.
How to walk around looking like a decent young lady. How to put on lip liner correctly.
Oh.
How to, just groom herself correctly.
Right.
It's more than just taking pictures. It's more than just putting on makeup.
Okay.
It's how to do it, how to, just to feel good about yourself once it's done.
Okay.
Some of these, it's sad to say, but some young girls, their mothers don't even know how to do it.
I agree.
So if there is one person such as me, such as my staff, yes, I have a staff.
Okay.
That can help these young women why not do it right here where I'm from?
Okay.
I would love to do that.
Okay. And certainly what I would like to do on that end is Boyd has a female program.
Yes,
but
they do.
But we definitely would like to be able to bring you in. And it doesn't have to be underneath Boyd. That's something people get crazy about. We'd like you to do your own thing and bring yourself into the school system. Clearly our young ladies need guidance. Clearly they need love, attention. Clearly they need a maternal influence, because a lot of times, I thought you made a very excellent point, our young ladies are being taught by young mothers who don't know. And if you don't know, how can you teach?
Exactly.
So I think after you put the ego away and you have yourself in a place where you can be open to learning, then the world is there for you.
Exactly.
So would you like to do some type of vocational training
I
in the school
would love
system?
to do that. I would love to do that. I give back. Everything that I've taught was given to me free.
Okay.
Free, just by reading a book, just by asking questions, just by being in the right place at the right time. So if I feel as though God blessed me, I want to bless somebody as well as He blessed me. I didn't come out of pocket with no type of education. I didn't pay for my education. I taught myself, and I taught myself by asking questions and being in the right place at the right time. So I want to give back. That's how I'm going to continue to be blessed.
I know that's right.
I would love to give back.
So we'll work on that from this end. I certainly will look forward to doing that. Again, I think the mayor is very receptive to Trentonians doing good things in the city, and I think the council will be aboard as well. But again, our school system needs to have a personal touch to it. So I'll certainly look to help you work that out. Closing out, what would you like the audience to know, the listeners to know about you, where you're going with your career over the next, we'll just say the next year so far? What would you like to do, and what would you like anybody that's watching right now know about you and what you're doing?
Well, first of all, I want them to know that I'm humble. I'm very accepting to any questions anybody have for me.
Yes, you are.
I want them to know that it's all about educating my children, as you call your babies.
That's right. That's educating the babies.
Educating the babies. Once they know, I just want some kids just don't even know how to hold a camera. Some young ladies don't even know how to put on lip gloss. If I can just get, instill that into them, help them, in reference to just holding the camera. Let them see the different things that they can do with the camera. That can be a career for somebody. You have director of photography in movies.
Yes, you do.
You have director of photography on TV shows.
Yes, you do.
People don't realize that is a career.
Big money.
So if I can help a child get to that level, I've done something. I've done what I was here to do. I could be put in the ground 6 feet under, be happy.
You're giving back, and that is the essence. That is the essence of why Joey put us on to do what we do here, so that we can have a venue to show people that it's not always about taking. But it's always about giving back, giving opportunities to others, and just using a little bit of blessings that's come your way to help somebody else be blessed. So that's a beautiful thing. You want to give some contact information so they can contact you?
Yes, my contact information website is www.divaeyephotography.com. My telephone number is always on, is 215-431-0581. And my website for Facebook is Diva Eyeshadows at Facebook.com.
All right.
If you need to get in contact with me, whether it's photography or makeup, I'm here to serve. I love doing what I'm doing, and I love making any and every woman beautiful. Enhancing their beauty.
That's right. All right. All right. We want to thank you for coming on.
You
did a great job. But then we'll have you back in any projects you're working on, anything that you want to update us on. Just give me a call. We'll
I definitely will.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great day now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we're bringing our last guest on. I'm going to try not to get the tissues out today. I'm going to try to behave in here. All right. There she is, the superstar. Omo!
Hey,
So this is my baby right here, and everybody knows how I get about her, so I definitely want to bring her on the correct way. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, finally.
That's right.
My name is ShaQuana Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Just graduated from Bennett College.
All right.
Great experience.
Okay.
Look forward to being back home.
Okay.
Giving back, being a part of all this greatness that's
all right.
going on.
Okay.
I'm just excited.
All right. I ain't gonna start up. I'm not gonna start up. I'm not gonna need tissue today. I'm gonna behave. You graduated from Bennett. We were down there, what, a week ago. Beautiful experience. Tell the people about that, your experience, what that 4 years has been like, and how did it feel to go across that stage and get that degree? You was cocky with it too.
I was cocky. Great experience, humbling experience.
Okay.
4 years have not been easy. And everybody's like, oh, 4 years, you could do 4 years.
Okay.
It was nothing, but it was really hard. A lot of trials and tribulations.
All right.
But every obstacle became an opportunity. And you taught me well.
Okay.
So
all right.
I was able to survive in any situation.
Okay.
But graduation was definitely exciting. Just a week before graduating, I was still, almost defeated.
Yeah.
Just with everything going on,
right.
The pressure of finals, the pressure of completing and, wanting to graduate with honors. But, all those different obstacles that you face as a college student, between tests, between advisors, just communication, networking, where you're going.
Okay.
Post-graduation.
Okay.
So a lot of issues. Okay. But that day.
Yeah, that was something else.
Ooh, that day.
I'm certainly glad.
I didn't go to sleep till 7.
I remember we got there late, and then you was up talking all night with Asia like a trucker, and then you had to get up at
7.
At 7 to be there at 10. It was just a great weekend all the way around. What I enjoyed most was the opportunity for you to be able to see somewhere different. Tell the listeners a little bit about North Carolina, the difference between North Carolina and Trenton. There's people here, young people, who are watching today, and they've never been outside of Trenton. Tell them how important it was and what you learned from being able to go to another state, be around different people, and actually see different things. What did that mean to you?
Well, my blessing has definitely been in where I came from.
Okay.
And, I can honestly say that exposure is education.
That's right. It definitely is.
And it's all about getting out and seeing other places and not being afraid. I spoke to someone that was like, I'm not getting on the plane. Right. I'm not flying. I'm not getting on the boat. I'm not sitting for a certain amount of hours on the train. And it's like you'll never get anywhere with that mindset.
Right.
And Trenton and Greensboro were definitely two different places.
You can go in. You can go in.
I can say that I grew up here, but I grew up there too.
Okay.
I went there at 17, and now I'm 21.
All right.
So now even coming back to Trenton, we had in a personal conversation I'm just, I'm a whole different woman now.
Yeah.
So even coming back into Trenton, everybody's like, is that little Juana?
Yeah.
Is that little Juana?
My daughter's
and I'm like, no, I'm big one.
Yeah.
I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, but this is where I came from.
Okay.
It helped mold me, raise me, and
right.
to the beautiful woman I am today.
Okay.
And I'm thankful. I'm appreciative.
Okay. Now, Joey and I talk a lot about Trenton High and the school system, and we'll be specific. A lot of young black people, young teenagers, often find a lot of excuses to fail. You came from Trenton High. You graduated from Trenton High. So clearly, if you have the willpower, desire, and dedication, you can do it. What would you say to young people going through Trenton High right now in terms of their ability to focus on their goal and graduate and get the necessary skills in place so that they can maybe move on and get out of the school instead of always just saying everybody around me is failing, so I'll be a failure? You went to Trenton High. You went on to college. What was it that it made you inspire and kept pushing through difficult situations? Trenton High is not the best of schools, we'll admit that. But what was it to make you just take the worst part and build for the best part?
Well, again, exposure is education.
Okay.
And I was blessed.
All right.
It takes a village to raise a child.
I like
and a village raised me.
Okay.
And I had a lot of people with their hands in my life.
Okay.
So definitely a lot of exposure to life experiences.
Okay.
Stop taking things as a crutch. If you're going to make an excuse to fail, make an excuse to succeed.
I like that.
And that was my thing, that I was tired of making excuses.
Okay.
excuses are tools of the incompetent.
There definitely are.
I don't even make excuses. So,
okay.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. We still don't get to do what we just want to do. We always do what we have to do.
I like that. I like that.
I couldn't just fit in with the crowd. I had to stand out.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did. But, you know, a lot of people have to want it for themselves.
They do.
And that was that's what it was all about.
Okay.
I wanted it for myself.
Okay.
Everybody wanted it for me, but I wanted it for myself as well.
Okay. Outstanding. I'm glad you was able to push through and pull that through. I'd have to kill somebody. That's a whole other topic. Let's get into, now that you've graduated, you were doing some teaching in North Carolina.
Yes.
So I know you get, that's not funny that you know that you are teaching. I wonder where you get that from. But again, you were teaching, and it was always beautiful to hear you on the phone bragging about the babies and the work that you were doing. And what was most inspiring about that experience with you teaching in the classroom, and are you going to continue to teach?
Well, definitely. I was in a field of special education.
Okay.
Qualified from K through 12.
Okay.
And the biggest reward was, these are students that you're telling me can't learn.
Okay.
You know, so every day I'm going there and I'm saying miracles.
Okay.
You know, and for you to tell me that these children can't learn, or they won't learn,
all right,
or that they're unable to learn, it's just like mind-boggling to me. Because I'm like, wow, look at what this child just did.
Right.
You know, something so amazing. I went from teaching life skills to teaching a self-contained developmentally delayed class of children, and I love them. I love them. It's just, oh my. I love them so much.
All right.
But they really put smiles on my face, and you know, just made every day easier for me.
Okay.
Days that I just didn't want to do it, but I do plan on teaching one day. I got a few other things that I'm doing.
We'll talk about that. All right. Okay. I guess in regards to teaching, since we're talking about it, and you're a product of the educational system via high school and now college, what was the difference, or what do you see lacking in the educational field from teachers in high school and in college? What are teachers doing or not doing, from your personal perspective, that's causing our students to go away from school? Because you clearly have a vigor for teaching. What do you see in teachers that now can be made better, to do better, to bring out the best in students?
We do a lot of talking in education of what children need and what they don't need, what's good for them and what's not good for them. One thing that I've always preached was enthusiasm. I bring enthusiasm every time I come into a classroom. Kids need to be excited. I'm on fire for you. You know, if I don't want to be here, why should you want to be here?
All right.
You know, so definitely one thing that I believe that the schools need is enthusiasm. If you're not happy to be there, how can these students want to stay here?
I agree.
You know, and if you're not qualified and you don't know the subject at hand and you can't apply it to life, then why should these children take it serious outside of the classroom?
Excellent point.
You know, so I'm definitely a teacher to life. Learn from the best.
All right.
Teach to life.
That's right.
If I can give you this in the classroom, you can take it outside of the classroom and apply it to your own life experiences.
That's right.
Then I've done an awesome job.
That's right. So. That's right. It's most important. And if we find students who fail, then we can clearly find teachers who are failing those students and not reaching them in the middle of the road, which is success. Talk a little bit about, now that you have your degree, the world is in front of you. What are some of your goals? What are some of the things you're looking to work on? What are some of the things you're looking to do abroad? Then we'll talk about what you want to do at home.
Okay. Well, education has definitely been my foundation.
Okay.
And, the root of everything that I do want to do. I still want to get certified in some other areas.
Okay.
I'm not a one profession kind of woman.
Okay.
I'm a woman of many hats. So I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. I got my hands in a little bit of everything right now.
All right.
Definitely some business, some travel, definitely some networking.
Okay.
It's all about networking, who you know, what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just... the sky is the limit. The sky is not even the limit for me. I'm just, I'm on an all-time high right now. I'm super excited.
All right.
A lot of wisdom, a lot of growth. The woman I am today is a long way from the child that I was.
Yeah.
And I wasn't perfect.
No.
But still striving, still working, and still
doubt.
pushing.
No doubt. Okay, so I know you were saying some of your career goals was to travel a little bit, and you wanted to do some things in that. Talk about that a little bit, so that you want people who may be watching or listening to say, oh, okay, she's trying to do that. Maybe I can help her with this. What were some of the things you wanted to do? I know that we talked yesterday a little bit about Vegas and some potential opportunities there in terms of traveling. What are some of your goals in that area?
Well, I definitely want to do some flight attending.
Okay. Joy
I
might want to take it.
want some free airtime, but yeah, I definitely want to do some flight attending. I'm already doing a travel business on the side, World Ventures, direct sales, network marketing, $8 trillion industry, travel. You know,
yes,
I'm a number one kind of girl.
Okay.
Number one source in the world, internet. You know, we have an internet site. You can book travel, book trips on my website.
Okay.
ShaQuana Davis.worldventures.biz.
Okay.
And I'm excited. You know, I just figure in the air is a supply and demand. People that are already in the air looking for vacation. Why not have free air flights?
No doubt.
Definitely meet new people, meet great people, get myself out there. And I'm a global thinker, so I definitely want to be global, and I want to know some different areas. I'm learning Japanese to make myself more marketable. I'm just excited. Every day is a learning experience, and I'm excited to keep learning.
Okay. In terms of teaching in Trenton, Trenton has such a poor culture here of people who are accepting of nothing, always crying about something, but beat up everybody in the head about not having anything. What would you say, or what would you like to do here while you're here to help change that mindset?
Everybody that I've been talking to, they're like, I don't know what it is, but you bring light into the room, and I'm excited that I have that gift.
That's right.
To whoever I speak with, I'm able to give them something to leave with.
Okay.
And every person I've came in contact with, you know, I've been preaching travel, I've been preaching exposure, and just getting out there, changing that mindset, getting out of your mind and stepping into your greatness.
Okay.
You know, sometimes we think we can do this, we think we could do that, but sometimes you have to step out of that mindset and step into your greatness.
Okay.
And, you know, I feel like we use things as crutches all the time.
Right.
And it's easier to be lazy, and it's easier when you're comfortable.
I agree.
I was telling you yesterday, you know, comfort is the enemy of achievement, and sometimes you have to get uncomfortable.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what it is. Everybody's comfortable with settling and not doing anything and making excuses. So it's time to get uncomfortable.
Okay.
You know, and it's gonna take some time, but I believe in it. I came from it, so you know it's possible.
Okay. You talked a little bit earlier, and when you started out, about the village, and I think that's very important. A large part of a lot of the work that I do politically is to get people, whether it's parents, so-called activists, community people, everybody who's involved or around a child's life plays a part, whether it's good or bad. I always tell you, sometimes you can watch people and learn what not to do. How important is the village, and what role does the village play in young people learning?
I was just reading, just this morning, listening to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of my favorite books. And in that story, he spoke of having two fathers, a rich dad and a poor dad. Okay. You know, and the whole thing was he could have took from one father, or he could have took from another. Okay. You know, but he took what he needed and he left what he needed not. Okay. Okay. You know, so I think that's the importance of a village raising a child. You know, you take from everybody, but you even have the opportunity to choose. Okay. You know, who you want to take from, and also, you know, who you want. What good qualities does my father have that I need in my life? That's right. You know, and what good qualities does my mom have in her life that I need? You know. And leaving all the bad baggage alone, you know, and learning from it, you know, not necessarily having to go through it just to see, you know, the negatives that it's going to bring out of my life, but already seeing it from a different perspective and knowing what not to do. Okay. You know,
excellent point. Excellent point.
It's definitely just all about choosing.
Okay. Now, we definitely had to wrangle a little bit to get Asia down the road, and I definitely want to salute her for being your right hand.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about her, that relationship, the importance of having good people in your life who are, what I always tell you, there's really two variables you have to examine before you allow people in your inner circle. They have to be good to you, and they have to be good for you. Asia's definitely that. But talk a little bit about her friendship and what friends young people should have in their lives when they're looking to move forward in life.
Well, we're in the process of writing a book.
Okay.
Best friend.
Okay.
A best friend little tip book.
All right.
I just feel like that's the best friend in the whole wide world.
She definitely is.
We have a really, really good and strong relationship.
Yes, you do.
I can tell that girl everything. Probably every little secret. I can be anybody with her and not be judged.
Okay.
You know, and that's good to have someone that you can just rely on.
No doubt.
You know, everybody's not reliable, but to have someone that you can rely on and to have someone who uplifts you. She stayed with me in North Carolina, and she was like, I was off to school. She's like, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're going to have a great day. Don't let anyone make you upset. You know, just that boast of great energy. And sometimes we're not that to each other as women.
Okay.
You know, so to have a young woman, myself and Asia, you know, we're both just so uplifting and encouraging and loving on one another. So it's just a continuous love.
Asia Dean.
That's where, you know, a lot of my Bennett experience has taught me. As an all-girl college, you know, an all-women's institution, excuse me.
Nice.
You know, you were taught to love on your sister. You know, when your sister needs that love, you give her that love. And I'm excited that I have her to share it with. We're growing, we're continually building, and you know, there's a lot that I have that she doesn't have and vice versa. So I'm excited to blend the two.
I like you to go in a little bit and educate as we close out about Bennett and it being an HBC. And I think you told me it's one of only 2 all-girl colleges. Talk a little bit about that. Why did you, and I was surprised when you said it because you already know how I am about you. He was like, yeah, it's an all-girl school, Dad. That's where I'm going to go. I was like, but anyway, it was good to know that you were, you know, what made you choose that? And what did the Bennett experience do for you? And would you encourage other young ladies to go there?
Oh, I would so encourage everyone to go there, every female. The first thing that I learned at Bennett was, we don't walk in the grass at Bennett. We don't walk in the grass. Bennett has certain paths. And that they showed us that to show us that there are no shortcuts in life.
I like that.
And I think that was when Bennett won me over. You know, that first year when it was like, you know, there are no shortcuts in life. And life is not going to be easy on you. So we're not going to be easy on you. Rosetta Morgan, she's now Brown. She's just been married. Mentor at Trenton High, guidance counselor. I actually it was coincidence for me to even walk in her office. It was another ShaQuana Davis that kept getting her courses dropped, but I don't know what happened. But I sat in her office and we had so many of the same life experiences. And she told me about Bennett. She was like, you have to go there. I'm telling you, I was just like you in high school. And I went to Bennett, and I'm telling you, I went from wearing J's to heels. And I'm like, well, I don't wear J's even now, you know. I was already on the right path even then. And had never even seen Bennett, but I had just trusted her intuition and just appreciated her as a woman so much. So I knew if she came from that great place that I was willing to go that place. You know, people only follow people that know where they're going.
No doubt.
And at that time, her path just seemed so clear, and I was definitely, you know, just so excited to even be a part of it. Bennett has taught me a lot.
No doubt. It's a beautiful school, and I certainly want to thank them for doing what they're doing. You're still connected. Always will be. And they call it the Bennett Bell.
Bennett Bells.
Yeah. I only heard that like 19,000 times. So we'll close out with you giving your vision, your goal, and certainly North Carolina is a place you probably return to and do some things. But what would you like to do for ShaQuana Davis as just a woman now, an educator, a college graduate, to make this city, Trenton, which is where you were birthed, a better place? And clearly it's struggling. Clearly there are a lot of young people who aren't inspired. Clearly, there are a generation of young parents who are uneducated. And clearly, there are a lot of elders who are disconnected from both the parents that they gave birth to and the young people who are their grandchildren. There's almost like there's a dysfunction in between all three pieces. What would you like to see you be able to do from an educational perspective, from a woman perspective, to help your city be better and change some of the apathy? And that means just people just walking around not caring about this city and breathing some life into it. What would you like to do within the next 2 years to make Trenton better?
Well, my first goal is to definitely grant myself financial freedom and freedom of time.
Talk that talk.
Right now, I really find the importance of, if you have financial freedom and freedom of time, you're available to do some things that you really need to do.
Nice.
To fulfill all God's purpose.
Okay.
You know, and that's the only thing that I want out of life.
Okay.
To fulfill my main purpose. And I feel like my purpose is to teach, to build, and to create a new world and a new generation. Right now, in the path that we're going, you know, I'm really looking like this is a different breed that we're raising. You know, so my whole goal is to come back to teach and to reach. Okay. And to bring everybody up. Nice. If you can teach a child how to do math and read, then you can teach a child how to behave. Okay. And my thing is everyone can behave the way that they need to behave. So I'm excited. I'm excited to come back. I'm excited for this financial breakthrough. I'm excited for this time breakthrough. But I'm also excited to come back to do what's necessary and to get some things done, because it's definitely needed.
All right. So we definitely want to thank my baby for coming on today. Moo moo.
Daddy.
And she did her thing as always. I'm so proud of her. College graduate. Put the pieces on them in Bennett College. You want to give any closeout information, or you really don't need to be giving no contact information?
You can find me on Facebook.
It's a good way to get chipped up. But you can just give them a little closeout statement of what you're doing, where you're going, and what you'd like to give them a phone number.
Well, you can't get my phone number, but you can find me on Facebook.
That's right.
Inbox me or write on my wall. My number. My dad really doesn't want me to give out
you're not going to get a number out. You're not going to get a number out. You'll have to find them on Facebook. And we will be screening that too.
Find me on Facebook, ShaQuana, capital Q, 1 N. And, you know, just find me. Any questions you want to ask, I'm here.
All right.
Any young ladies, I definitely teach etiquette too. There's a way to walk, talk, and act.
I have to work with Ms. Alice.
So I'm definitely willing to work with Miss Alice. Would be my pleasure.
Right.
And I'm here. You know, I'm at Trenton for a little while now. I'm here all summer. Dad, if you need me,
all right.
You know, anybody needs me, I'm here. Use me.
All right. I want to thank you for coming on, Mumu.
All right.
And we'll. All right, gonna let you go out this way here. Okay. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We certainly had a great show today. We tuned in and we talked to Councilman at Large Alice Bethea, who left us with a lot of good points about where he's going, what he's trying to do with the city. Thought he made a lot of excellent points, and he was real. Definitely was one of the first council people to come on and say the mayor's made some blunders. But he also was very, very good professional in saying we shouldn't come at each other in public and talk to each other in private and correct each other. But, you know, it is what it is, and we work to do it and make it a little bit better piece by piece. I want to thank Miss Alice for coming on, doing a phenomenal job she's doing with her diva work and the beautifying young ladies. Matter of fact, that's a picture she did for the boy right there. That's a smooth individual right there. You see it? Yeah, put that up so they can see her work. Alice is doing the damn thing. There it is. That is the photo she did for the Boyd shoot. So again, you can see the skill set. No bootleg cameras, no bootleg equipment. She's top notch with it. So certainly reach out, and she left her contact information. Nothing like having good photography. And again, you guys run out there to Kmart and all these other places, the people you don't know, names you don't know, people you can't even relate to. And you give all your money to them, and they're qualitative people right here that you walk past, like their likes on Facebook, but don't support their businesses. Please do that. Miss Alice is doing great work. Please support her and the work that she's doing, and I'll certainly be helping to get her a building and working so that she can beautify other young ladies and begin to teach inside the school system, because nothing is worse than watching young people walk by and you talk about how nasty they look, but you won't help to beautify them and their beauty, internally and externally. Lastly, I want to thank my beautiful daughter, ShaQuana Davis, for coming on and doing what she does, which is make me excel to be better. And in the end today, we definitely want to work and collectively keep moving together. 2 o'clock at the Board of Education today, superintendent's meeting. The most important thing that we have going on now is really producing and making a qualitative school system. Simply put, if you don't have a good school system, the good people who are here will keep leaving here. The good people who aren't here will look in and see that the school system isn't good. And as a parent, if your child can't learn and be safe in the environment that is supposed to be education, you won't send your children there. So again, you will have a recycling of what we have here in Trenton, dysfunctional, crazy people, and they're reproducing. So we really want to check that out, get on top of the game, be a viable component where you are, play a part of the solutions and stop being a part of the problem. You guys have a great day. We'll see you again next Monday. Have a great week.